Hello students, I am Fred Asibe, your subject teacher. In today's lesson, I will be teaching on the topic called oblique drawing. Yes, you heard me, oblique drawing. Remember we just finished isometric drawing, but before I proceed, I want us to look at the objective of today's lesson. Now, the objective of today's lesson is that at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define oblique drawing, and at the end of this lesson you should know the types of oblique drawing, and at the same time the drawing of a simple shape block in oblique drawing. There's a oblique drawing of a simple shape block. Let me come again. I said at the end of this lesson you should be able to define oblique drawing and also state the types of oblique drawing, and also draw oblique drawing of simple shape block. Now let's proceed. Now let's know what oblique drawing is all about. Now, oblique drawing is a pictorial method of drawing an object in which the receding lines or slanting lines are drawn at 45 degrees. It is just like the isometric I defined. The only difference there is just 45 degrees. Let me define it again. Now I said the oblique drawing is a pictorial method of drawing an object in which the receding lines or slanting lines are drawn at 45 degrees. Remember in isometric was 35. We used 35. Now in oblique drawing, we are using 45 degrees. So in other words, the right set square to use is not this one we use. This is 60 and 30 set square we used. So to draw this oblique drawing, we have to use the 45 degrees. So this is the required set square. Please take note. I'm just trying to tell you the difference between this and this, because that's the common mistake students make. Sometimes they will go and use this 60 and 30 instead of this 45 degrees for oblique drawing. So the required set square for drawing oblique drawing is this 45 degrees set square. So that's why I now defined it. I said it is a pictorial method of drawing an object in which the receding lines are drawn at 45 degrees. Yes, that's what oblique drawing is all about. Now, having known the definition of oblique drawing, let's go to the next subtopic, which is types of oblique drawing. Now, there are two types of oblique drawing. They are what we call the cabinet projection and the cavalier projection. Yes, I said there are two types of oblique drawing. They are cabinet projection and cavalier projection. Now, when we talk about cabinet projection, it's a type of oblique drawing where the slanting sides of an object are drawn half the full size. So we all know that it is generally preferred to the cavalier type. Yes, the cabinet is preferred to that of cavalier type. So when we talk about the cabinet projection, I told you earlier, it's a type of oblique drawing where the slanting sizes of an object are drawn half the full size. So it is preferred, like I told you, to that of a cavalier type. Now let's look at to draw a simple shape block. Oblique drawing of simple shape blocks. Now I want to look at how to draw oblique drawing of simple shape blocks like we did in the isometric. Now let's look at this simple question. Now you may be asked to draw example. Let's example. Draw the block in oblique projection. As shown below. Let's look at let's say we have a shape of this nature. Let's say maybe a shape of this nature is given to us to draw. let's say we have a shape of this nature to draw. I'm just trying to make a freehand sketch. So the angle here should be, let's say this is 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Okay, let's still use the same shape. Let's assume that this is a complete square. Maybe from here to here is a complete square of a cube, not square anyway, a cube of 50 millimeter, just like the way we did here. From this point to this other point is also 50. Then maybe this other side again. Let's say from this side to this side is let's say it's 50. Let's assume, yeah, maybe this projected line that goes is also 45 degrees. Suppose we are given this kind of example to draw the block in oblique projection as shown below. Now it's just equivalent to what we have just done here, but let's bring it in an oblique form. Now if you're asked to draw a shape of this nature, what you're going to do first of all is to draw, as like I told you, the quadrant. Now you place your T-square, make sure place your T-square horizontally, make sure the torque is aligned with the stalks here is aligned with the stalk being the head here is aligned with the edge of the drawing board. Then place this. We are just following the same step. This time around we want to draw the angle. Now remember, we're going to use this, I told you earlier. So let us draw a horizontal line of this nature. Then you draw a vertical line somewhere around here. There's something of this nature, a quadrant of this nature. Now remember I told you we are going to use this set square. Please don't take notes, don't use this. We use this one in this drawing. This is isometric. The smaller side of this edge is 30 degrees. That is for isometric. Now for this other one, remember it's still the same quadrant. We drew the same quadrant here. Look at the quadrant, and we're able to get 30 degrees. Now this time around we are drawing for 45 degrees. So this is what you use, the isosceles triangle. That's 45 degrees set square. So by drawing this, you draw a line, project it as much as you can at your convenience. Then the next thing you're going to do now is to measure up this dimension. Measure the dimension given. Remember they said here is 50. From the drawing here, this is 50, meaning that this side, all the vertical lines are 50, 50. While this side is 50. This is 50. So you measure up 50. 50 millimeter means 5 centimeters. So you measure up 50 centimeters. So this is it. So having done that, you measure up another 50 here. Is another, all the sizes are 50. Measure up another side. Is another 50. Virtually all the points should be 50, 50. Now by doing this, now you have to draw another quadrant at the top, just like the way we did initially. At this point, draw another horizontal line. So by keeping this T-square horizontally, making sure this stock got well fitted with this. So you draw another quadrant. Now using the 45 degrees. This is the 45 degrees. You can slide it from any edge. You can come here and slide it. See the same parallel line it's going to give you. So you slide it around this edge. So this is it. So you measure up horizontal line. Now you have done this. Now you take the dimension here. This is 50. Remember we are producing a 50. This is 50 from here to here. We're also going to get 50 around this area. So a measure of 50 horizontal line, 50 from the one we have drawn. Measure of 50. This is also 50. Then measure of the same 50 millimeter. That's 5 centimeter. From this edge to this edge. This is 50. So this other one is also 50. So this is 50. So what do you do now? You now use your set square. Set square, join these 2 points. Join the vertical point. So join from this point to this other point. As you have set your set T-square very well. So what you have is exactly, if you have this, what you're going to have now is a vertical line. Then come up to this other point. You are going to have another line, 45 degrees. So you are going to move another line. Remember this one is going to be horizontal. If here is horizontal, this side is going to be horizontal. So you draw the vertical line here. Join up this other point. Join this other vertical point from this point to this point. So that's it. So after joining this, so the next thing you're going to do now is to draw the inclined line, the parallel line, because if here is 45 degrees, you can set it even from this point. Look at this parallel line. To get other parallel line, this is parallel line. So you slide along this point. You're also going to get the same parallel line. So you have to move this parallel. So having done that, you draw the horizontal line, join the 2 points. You can use your T-square for that. Join up the horizontal line. Join the horizontal line. But remember, this is 50. You measured here 50. Measure up to this place another 50. You mark it up. This is also 50. From this point to this other point. Yes, from this point to this point is another 50. So you measure up this point, measure up this another point. This is another 50. So this is another 50. They are all 50. We're just trying to produce a cube. This is another 50. This is another 50. From this point to this point is another 50. So you join up this. Join these 2 points with your rule. So that's it. So you can see that from what you have just done now is a cube. This angle here we just produce is 45 degrees. That's what we call isometric drawing. You can see it's very close to what you have here. So this very shape you're seeing here now, as you can see, you can see the difference between the isometric and the oblique. The shape we have just drawn here is oblique, while this one is isometric. The difference is just the angle. This is 35 degrees. We use this set square for that to draw this, and turn it the other side to draw this other side on the quadrant. But for this other one, look at the type of set square we used. We didn't use this. Please, that's the mistake some students make. Please take note of this. We did not use this. This is 30 and 60. We are not expected to use this in oblique drawing. What you're expected to use is 45 degrees, and this is what you're expected to use. So we use this to draw this angle, and also draw this other part of the angle, draw this side. These are the 3 places you're going to use this angle to produce. Then this is true face. This is the true face. Why we call it true face now is you can see it's not like here it's just 50, this is 50, this is 50, this is 50. But unlike this place, you can see how this place was just inclined at 30 degrees. That's why I say this place is not a true face. But you can see this is a true face of the square of this cube we have produced. So that's the difference between this and this. The difference between the isometric and the oblique shape. So you can align in the dimensions as stated just there. You can produce the dimension, follow up the lines. So producing dimension, you can draw a vertical line. You can also extend these lines to get your dimensions. You can also produce these other lines to get your dimensions. So you can also use your set square In this case now, you're going to use a set square. Set square, since this is parallel to this. Make sure this is the way you do it. Then you slide it to this direction. Whatever you draw here is parallel to it. So the same thing is applicable to this place. This is vertical. This is vertical. You set it on a set square. Make sure it is on a set square. You can even go to this point and set it. Put this set square stuck at the edge. Then slide it towards this direction. And then produce something of this nature. Then on this other side, you can just draw your horizontal line. Just join this point to this point. So then start putting the arrowhead. Fix the arrowhead. So these are the arrowheads. So according to the shape, you must follow it according to the diagram. Now you can see this place is 50 millimeter. This other side is 50 millimeter. While this other side is also 50 millimeter. So this is how an oblique drawing is. This is different between the oblique drawing and the isometric. You can see the difference between the two shapes. This is 30 and 30. This has a true shape. While this one does not have a true shape, you can see the shape here is a kind of incline. And that's just this. These are the features, the difference between the two. Now this other one has 45 degrees here. The incline line here, or the receding line here, or you can call it the slanting side. You can also call it the slanting side. Slanting side. Slanting side, or the line here, receding line, is what? 45 degrees. So that's everything you have to know about oblique drawing. So you can see the two shapes. Look at the shape here, and look at this is isometric, while this one is what? Oblique drawing. The angle here is 45 degrees. This is the right set square to use for this. This is 45 degrees, while this is the right set square to use for isometric drawing. So the only thing you have to do at the cardinal point is just to turn it the other side and then draw this other incline side. But this one, the only thing you have to do here is to take up your T-square up, draw this other parallel side, move over to this other side, draw up the parallel side. So these are the things. Then you can now draw the shape of the square, the cube. So this is the difference between the oblique and the isometric drawing. So that's where we'll draw the curtain for today. So before I call it a day for today's lesson, I am convinced that you must have understood the definition of oblique drawing. And not only that, you must have known the types of oblique drawing. And also you can now draw oblique drawing of a simple block of this kind. So that's where I will draw the curtain for today's lesson. For any question with respect to today's topic or lesson, please don't hesitate to call me on +234 8069 373792 or via WhatsApp +234 8069 373792. Until when next we meet, stay safe. Please don't forget to touch that subscribe. Don't forget to touch that subscribe on your YouTube to have access to other videos on this drawing practice. You can also have access to this isometric. Yes, you can. This was just done on the other video. You can only have access to it until when you touch subscribe on your YouTube. The subscribe only gives you access to other videos. So when you touch the subscribe on your YouTube, it will allow you to have access to other videos on drawing practice. So that's where we draw the curtain for today. Until when next we meet, stay safe. Thank you.